When the House comes to order, I'll hear from the member for Nichols.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Did the Prime Minister ever receive advice from a member or members of the referendum working group suggesting the referendum be delayed to a date later than the 14th of October?
Give the call to the Prime Minister.
No, Mr Speaker, is the answer to the question. Indeed, Yunupingu had this to say, Mr Speaker, when talking about the Uluru Statement from the heart and about what needed to happen. He said this: "So the task remains to reconcile with the truth, to find the unity and achieve the settlement. A Prime Minister must lead it and complete it. The leader of the nation should accept his or her commission and simply say what he or she thinks is right and put that forward for the nation to correct or to accept or to reject. Let us have an honest answer from the Australian people to an honest question." Mr Speaker, we did that. And I note that very insensitively last week the Leader of the Opposition raised Yunupingu, something that I know from speaking to some of the leaders in the Yolngu people there in Arnhem Land. They were terribly offended by, given the role that Yunupingu played in the Uluru Statement from the heart. So that's something for the Leader of the Opposition to consider. But I note as well that the Leader of the Opposition in the other place had this to say: "The perceptions of intolerance created by some hasn't just cost the votes of those who feel judged, it has hurt the Liberal Party among all people who reject nastiness or divisiveness." They're the words of Senator Simon Birmingham, the Leader of the Liberal Party in the Senate. And, of course, in this chamber, the member for Bass has had to say that I think the party needs to stop ideological dog whistling. Mr Speaker, we had a referendum in accordance with the commitment that I gave to the Australian people. We had it at a time, 18 months in, which was similar to what John Howard promised in 2007 he would do. We did it to separate it away from when elections would be, and we did it. Anyone who had a look at the parliamentary sitting timetable could have worked out some time ago what the options were for dates of the referendum. I outlined, indeed last year, post my speech to Gama, where I outlined the draft. We changed that, of course, in accordance with the advice that we got, but we also outlined a timetable of when the referendum would be held.